Oh, we're actually recording. Cool. What's up, y'all? My name is Breezy. This is True Crime Lounge. This is part 3 of 4 of our 4-part series on Miss Clara Bow. And today we're going to be continuing talking about her. You're probably wondering, how does she relate to true crime? Well, the it girl of Hollywood wasn't as glamorous as you may think. Um, but with that being said, why don't we dive in? Because I have a fun little Dark Academia podcast to record after I get done with this episode. And I'm very excited for it. I just got a shower, as you could tell. And I'm in sweats because let's be honest, this ain't no fancy podcast. We don't need. There's no need for us to go and get fancy for everyone else, right? Right. Now, with that being said, why don't we dive in, shall we? Oh yeah, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. Um, so let's talk about Miss Clara Bow and her sound films. Now, with talkies, The Wild Pony, Dangerous Curves, and The Saturday Night Kid that were all released in 1929. She would keep her position in the top box office draw and the Queen of Hollywood. Now, neither the quality of her voice nor Brooklyn's accent was an issue to her. Now, her fans are to Paramount. Um, now, however, Bo, like Charlie Chaplin, Louise Brooks, and most other silent film stars, did not embrace the novelty, saying, I hate talkies, they're stiff and limiting, and you lose a lot of cuteness because there is no chance of action. Now, this is the most important thing to me. A visibly nervous Bo had to do a number of retakes for the Growl Party because her eyes kept wandering up to the microphone overheard, and she would go on to say, I can't buck progress. I have to do the best I can. And in October of 1929, she described her nerves as all shot, saying that she reached the breaking point, and the photoplay cited reports of Rose and a bottle of sedatives by her bed. Now they're having me sing. I sort of half sing, half talk, with hips and eye stuff. You know what I mean. Like Maurice Chevalier. And I used to sing at home, and people would say, Pipe down, you're terrible. But the studio thinks my voice is great. Now, with Paramount on parade, True to Navy, Love Among the Millionaires, and Her Wedding Night, Bo was second to the box office, only to Joan Crawford in 1930, with No Limit um, and Kick In. Now, Bo held a position as fifth office in 1931, but the pressures of fame, public scandals, overwork took the toll of her fragile emotional health. Now, a damaging court trial charged her secretary, Daisy DeVoe, with financial mismanagement by Paramount friendly officials. In the LADA, Burn Fisk, the ADA, David Clark, and the LA Superior Court Judge, William C. Duran. Now, according to the 1930 census, Bow lived at 512 Bedford Drive, together with her secretary hairdresser, Daisy DeVoe, in her house valued at $25,000, with neighbors titled horsekeeper, physician, builder, and she stated that she was 23, born 1996, contradicting the census in 1910 and 1930. Now, as she slipped closer to a major breakdown by her manager, BP Schoberg began referring to her as a crisis a de Clara. Now, in April, she was taken to a sanitarium, and at her request, Paramount released her from her final undertaking, City Streets. And at 25, her career was eventually over. BP Schulberg tried to replace Bo with his girlfriend, Sylvia Sidney, but Paramount went into receivership, lost its position in its biggest studio, and fired Schulberg. And Davis Selnick explained that Bo was at her height in pictures, and we could make a story with her in it and gross 1.5 million. With another actress would gross 500,000 in pictures with the same cast. Now, let's talk about her cattle brand um, from in her Nevada ranch. So, Bo would leave Hollywood for Rex Bell's ranch in Nevada in her desert paradise in June and married him in a small town Las Vegas in December. In the interview in December 17th, Bo detailed her way back to health, sleep, exercise, and food. And the day after it returned to Hollywood for the sole purpose of making it through money and being able to stay out of it. Soon, every studio in Hollywood, except Paramount, had been overseas wanting to her service. Mary Pickford stated that Bo was a great actress and wanted her to play her sister in Secrets. Howard Hughes offered her a three-picture deal. The MGM wanted her to star in Red-Headed Woman, and Bo agreed to the script, but eventually rejected the offer scene. Irvin Thalberg required her to sign a long-term contract, and on April 28, 1932, she signed a two-picture deal with Fox Film Corporation um, for Call Her Savage and Hoopla. Now, both were successful. Variety favored Hoopla. In the October 1934 Family Circle guide, rated the films as pretty good entertainment and stated, "This is the most acceptable bit of talkie acting Miss Bow has done." However, they noted, she is presented to have in the dancing does as often as possible, and her dancing does wouldn't weigh into 2 pounds soaking wet. And Bo commented on her revealing costume at Hoopla, and Rex accused me of enjoying myself on, and then I got a little sore. He knew darn well I was doing it because we would use a little money these days. Who can't? So let's and she will reflect on her career as well, saying my life in Hollywood contained plenty of uproar. I'm sorry for a lot of it and not awfully sorry I never did anything to hurt anyone. I made a place for myself on the screens. Now let's talk about her retirement in later years, okay? What Bo and after Rex Bell, later Lieutenant Governor of Nevada, had two sons. Tony Beldam, who was born 1934, who changed his name to Rex Anthony Bell Jr., and who died in 2011, and George Beldam Jr., who was born 1938. Now, Bo would retire from acting in 1933. In September 1937, she and Bell opened It Cafe in the Hollywood Plaza Hotel, near the Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. It would close in 1943, and her last public performance, albeit fleeting, came in 1947 on the radio show Truth or Consequences. And she was the mysterious voice for the show's Mrs. Hush contest, and you couldn't do that by being alone, Alcott stated in Little Women, stated the idea of a little woman. So let's talk about her health issues now. Bo eventually would begin shadowing symptoms of psychiatric illness. She was socially withdrawn, and although she refused to socialize with her husband, she also refused to let him leave the house alone. In 1994, she was when Bell was running for the House of Representatives. Bo attempted suicide. And a note was stated that she preferred death to the public life. And in 1949, she stated she checked into the Institute of the Living to be treated for her chronic insomnia and diffuse abdominal pains. Shock treatment was tried and numerous psychological tests performed. Her IQ was measured bright and normal. Wow. Others claimed she was um, unable to reason, had poor judgment, and displayed inappropriate or even bizarre behavior. Her pains were considered delusional, and she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. However, she experienced neither auditory nor visual hallucinations. An analyst tried to onset her illness as well as insomnia to a butcher knife episode back in 1922. But Bow rejected psychological explanations and left the institute, and she did not return to her family. After leaving the institution, she lived alone in a bungalow, which she rarely left until her death. That is it for part three. Join me next time as we get to the part you've been wanting to actually get me to actually get to, and that is where we talk about why she's in a true crime podcast. But I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving and a great day.